Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome to the Little Reader's house. I am the Little Reader, also known as Amanda, and you, beautiful soul, you magical, magnificent, whole, grounded yet elevated, stable yet expanded being are in my house. So I will just say thank you. Thank you. Along with wonderful you, we have this beautiful citrine point. Take a look at that, dearie. Wait a second, wait. I don't know if I've showed this before. I may have, but this one is very special because if you can see it, there is a phantom in it. And a phantom is this thing where the crystal appears like many times. Oh man, I don't know if we're catching it here. I am feeling very bound and determined. Oh, there it is. You can see the sides. It's a whole, like many little pyramids in there, and you can see kind of on the side a little bit of that. Ooh. Oh, and on the other side as well. I will say it's one of those things that in person, the magic is really hip-hoppity happening. Wow. Yeah, in person it's just like, oh, let me just try one more time. That's the sound of cleaning. Yep. This would be the angle from which it would be most visible. Maybe it's a lighting problem. Oh, yeah, you see it. You see the phantom. Okay. The nerd is strong. But we love it. So that's the citrine point. But we also have this very red mookaite jasper. Mookaite jasper is just a gorgeous, glorious, a very favorite energy of mine. And this one is very red, very concentrated in the red, but mookaite it is nonetheless. So now you've seen the guests. You are a guest. You're in great company. I guess we'll just sign off now. We're just getting started, love. But how are you? How are you? Can we breathe a little bit? Just right in through this nose. Well, I'll use mine and you use yours. And if there's congestion or no nose, both totally okay. Switch to the mouth. But if the nose is available, we just breathe through it. We just ground into this moment. I'm putting my hands on the ground. And just watch the breathing. Your own personal ocean. Very perfect. Very, very perfect. Just like you. The topic has come through. Somebody once said something like, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask, what can you do for your country? Now, just a quick little reader insertion here. When I was wee, which is young, I used to hate that quote, man. Just gonna straight up let you know. Ask not what? And And, you know, there are all kinds of reasons why I could have hated it. We can go into the patterning. Man, there's a lot there. The psychology of humanity as a whole, but also of the patterns that run through this form and through this mental link are very amusing. But to distill, one of the reasons I remember hating it so much, it's just a very visceral reaction. It's very werewolfian of me. There was some teeth thing going on. I did not appreciate, even as a kid, being asked to give service that I did not want to give. In other words, patriotism to the young little reader felt like an ask that was inauthentic. So if I was going to give to my country, and I was still learning about this as a kid, I didn't even fully comprehend. I had an idea of it because of the history of my ancestors and their respective lineages. I had an idea of what it could be to be asked for something by your country. My mother was born in communist Cuba, and a lot was asked of Cubans at the time when she was a child. And I had a very basic dip into history, world and US. But nevertheless, it rubbed me the wrong way, so wrongly. Now, as we said, some of that was just patterning, stories, the built-in genetic code, ancestral code built into this form that has its own reactive way of responding to various things. But another part of that was a child bristling at being asked to give when that child felt like it was an inauthentic or unnatural ask. It was an intellectual ask. What have you given me? The young little reader would contemplate to ask such a thing. And intellectually, of course, she knew the answers. Liberty, freedom, the pursuit of happiness, all of these things that you now so freely enjoy. Therefore, you should give back. And logically on paper, it do be making sense. Or do it? Time passed. Many, many moons. And the little Rita grew up. And then understood the foundational premise of the quote. Its origin, the one who spoke it and why it was relevant at the time. Context. Context is very helpful for the intellectual mind. When things are taken out of context, concepts, ideas, beliefs, they can be used to manipulate, to shift, to change perception. In context, things offer the opportunity for connection, for contemplation, for the individual to comprehend personally the application of the belief, the ideal, the story. Little reader growing up, that's me, had a lot of such asks. I also grew up in an incredibly strict, fundamentalist, religious household. So, patriotism had asks for loyalty, but so did the divine. And the divine asked for quite a lot. It demanded, actually. Give me your soul. Give me your free will. Give me your attention. Give me your loyalty. Give me your time. Give me your life. Just give me. So, from all angles, the little one was frustrated. How could you ask for so much? And similar lines of logic followed. Well, you see, you're able to breathe and have the human experience, and for these things you are given, essentially you owe. You must give back. You must do your part. In a way, it's like being in debt for a loan you didn't take out or remember taking out. Born into debt, one might say, on numerous fronts. Fast forward. Meeting the divine firsthand changes things. Becoming a tax-paying citizen changes things. Lived experience changes things. But the fundamental human truth still remains. Innocent souls come to the forefront of humanity and wonder, why is so much asked of me? Why is so much required of me? Why did I take out a debt before I was even born? And am then born into a world, into a role that requires me to pay with my lifeblood, literally. My blood, my sweat, my tears, my life. Why? Why? What is the answer to the riddle? Why? Why? And that's where spirit came in. Evidently like a fish, based on that hand movement. And that's where spirit illuminated the chasm that exists between the mind's understanding and the heart's experience. For when you feel overdrawn on your account, sweet soul, when you feel yourself backed up on payments, it could be quite literally financial payments, loans and debt, or simply backed up on life, like it's a constant spinning of the wheels, pedaling harder and faster just to catch up, just to hit baseline, feeling overdrawn, overextended, over it. That is the heart. Recognizing an injustice. But in a world that's dominated by the mind, for now, the mind quickly works to draw up intellectual rationalizations for why. Well, you may feel that way, young one, but this is reality. And your feelings, while cute, don't pay the bills. Well, back then they didn't. But we're in a new paradigm, beautiful soul. And Spirit is now speaking to every single soul who feels or has ever felt overdrawn, overextended, drowning, as if the world is looking to draw blood from you at a rate that your body is unable to replenish it. If you've ever felt that way, this message is for you. You don't owe Spirit anything. And in fact, Spirit is not separate from you in any way. The light that resides within you, your true identity, we call it awareness. It's usually in the mind, but it can be in the body. When it's feeling brilliant, it can sometimes be in both at once. Rarely is it in the heart, but it can be there too. And every day, more and more souls are shifting their awareness into their heart, like you. You are awareness, and awareness is spirit. You are spirit. You are not separate from this experience. You are not separate from the divine. This is why Spirit always chuckles and laughs and gives a beautiful embrace when souls try to manifest things. And they do their rituals and they paint their sigils and turn around 3 times and tap their toes, say there's no place like home, trying to manifest freedom and money and time and glory and love. But we are about as separate from this experience as you are separate from your breath. You work together, you're one. And the more you entrain with that breath, the more you can realize this. Spirit wants you to know that it isn't your destiny to be overdrawn, to always feel a beat behind the music, to always feel like you're just catching up before something changes again, to feel like your time is not your own, your life is not your own, your desires not for you, your dreams irrelevant, cute, to feel like you owe, that you're always the debtor. But you're not. The cutting edge technology of this moment in time, you knew it, you knew we were going there. It resides right here, center of the chest. When you feel like life is taking from you, you are feeling the gap, the chasm, the enormous space between the mind and the heart. Your heart is giving you one truth, but the mind is still locked into the ways of the established structures on this planet, serves you another. And the split, the stress, the angst, the anxiety broadens and broadens and broadens and broadens until one must go. Historically, it is the heart. Humanity has said, we will shut and bolt that door down. Do not speak to me again. I will use this tool to manufacture all of my good feelings. Spirit says this is in fact the origin of our manifestation desires, to manipulate the universe to give us what we want. It's our callback, it's our clapback, it's our response to this innate feeling like what I want is not meant to be mine. So now I demand from you that you give me what I want, because that must be the only way to get it. If one of these must go, even just for a short moment, today, in this paradigm, in this moment, at this juncture in time, space, reality on Earth, Spirit is inviting us to release the control of the mind. Release the constant mental feed. Shift to this place. Shift to the heart. There is a way for you, beautiful soul, to live in equilibrium, to feel on beat with the music, to have the resources that you require to relax, to breathe, to really sleep well at night. There is a life in which you look at your choices and you feel, you don't just intellectually say, well, that's what everyone else was doing. No. You feel at peace. You didn't have to convince yourself, and you never had to rationalize or logic it. You didn't have to talk it out. You just knew. You did the truth. And your life comes to reflect that truth. It is living from the heart. Living from the heart. Rather than argue out and try to transactionalize with the universe, thinking it's this separate thing from you. A God, my country, the people around me, everything wants something from me. What the? We just take it, so gently kiss it. Oh, beautiful mind, you're such a wonderful tool. I'm going to place you right over here until I need you. And I'm moving to this realm. Because you are awareness, you can go anywhere you want. So, here's where you'll go. Here's the instruction manual. Here's the guide. It'll take practice. We got a whole Patreon for that down below. It's $1. Yeah, it'll take a few days to catch on, maybe 3. But you're going to be swimming before you know it. Then you're going to be diving. Then you're going to realize that you can breathe underwater. Then you're going to realize a few other things I can't even say. This is the opportunity, beautiful soul. For every debtor, for everyone who feels like they owe, to release the shackles that keep any beautiful soul imprisoned in catch-up land. Not to be confused with mustard land. Sorry about that. Just slipped out. Diving into the realm of heart like it has the answers to all your problems, because it does. Because it does. And it doesn't have to be fearful, and it doesn't have to be painful, and you don't have to wait for a crisis, although Spirit is happy to present them time and time again. Spirit is happy to keep repeating history until folks start jumping out of this mental realm into the other opportunity. And with enough time spent here, the body, the realms, they rebalance one another. The priorities get set straight on their own. The mind learns to shift itself under the leadership of the heart. The mind becomes a humble servant. Well, what did you say, heart? Okay, whatever you say. And I'm here to help. I'm a tool. You want me to be quiet? I'll be quiet. That becomes the mind. The heart stands up tall, strong. Doesn't need to shout or give orders. It just directs. Here, there, this, that. Sit still. Shh, listen. Now speak. Breathe. Now wait. Every beat, you're back on track. Because the heart is the whole picture. The mind is shadows of flames on a wall. There's a whole story about that. The mind will always be in the echo. The mind will always be one beat behind. The mind will always be half a step behind the moment. It is the world of half forms, not fully manifested forms. And we've developed it and learned so much from it and used it so well to get to this very moment. But as you know, my sweet friend, and as I know, it has taken us to its furthest appropriate edge. Now to jump and fly, we need some new tools. You're ready. You're ready to dance on beat. You're ready to float. You're ready to receive. And it's not going to be learning any new tricks or tips. It's not going to be more knowledge acquisition or intellectualization. Ooh, say that 3 times fast. It's not going to be more machinations, more spinning ideas around, more chomping, unless that's what you want. Oh, Spirit will love you just the same. If you want to live in your mind for the rest of all time, that is your free will. You are awareness. Your free will means getting to put yourself wherever you want to be. This realm, this realm, this realm, realm of form. It's your choice. But you're invited to dance to the rhythm. To stop resenting the universe and God and the ancestors for not giving and for always taking. Bastards. That's how the world looks from up here. Yeah, that's a very legit experience. But have you tried what the world looks like from in here? It's time. Yeah, it's time. So if you're ready, beautiful soul, dance on beat. Start a practice. I'm happy to help. Description's full of all my little links. But you'll find it. If you want it, you'll find it. It will find you. So just breathe. And let your mind know. You'll be okay. You'll be safe. But I'm ready to see life outside of this perspective. And that readiness announces to the awareness within. It's time to kick off. Your next adventure. And it's my honor to watch you shine. Thank you so much for being here, beautiful soul. It has been an honor and a pleasure. It always is. May you recognize your power. May you see yourself as love, as divinity. And may you go running as fast as you can into this space where you can learn from it, feel it, get to know it, and ultimately embody it. Until we meet again, I am sending you all the love I've got, always more, never less, because you are so very worthy of it.